And you know, another thing that I'm tired of is people quoting Nelson Mandela quotes, Desmond Tutu quotes to gaslight us as South Africans. Yeah.
Hi everyone, you're all welcome back. On today's video, let's talk about this brave South African lady responding to all the gaslighters of South Africa. I have noticed that so many times when people want to talk about what is happening in South Africa, you will hear them talking about Nelson Mandela is regretting in his grave, Nelson Mandela this, Nelson Mandela that. But guess what? They never talk about Nelson Mandela also stated that there will be black and white South Africa in South Africa. So at one point they are using Nelson Mandela's word against South Africa, and another one they are using South Africa against South Africa. South Africans are not gonna take this thing. They said if you want to live peacefully with South Africa, stop trying to use Nelson Mandela to gaslight South Africans because it's not gonna work. It will not work. South Africans have already seen through that your dirty little game. It will not work. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do it to like, share, and subscribe. While you listen to what everyone has to say, and my reaction will be at the end of this video, so please stay tuned.
Yes, people making videos talking about, oh, Nelson Mandela is rolling in his grave. You cannot weaponize our own liberation history against us while ignoring the parts that do not fit your argument. This is coming from all the other Africans who are gaslighting us. You go around quoting Ubuntu when discussing African immigrants, but then you go around also asking us, why are we not going after the white people in South Africa? Which is which? I mean, Nelson Mandela's vision explicitly included black and white South Africans in one democratic nation. So when do you respect Nelson Mandela and when do you not respect Nelson Mandela? Our unresolved issues of land and economic inequality with white South Africans are an internal South African struggle. They have nothing to do with immigration. Don't turn citizenship to immigration when it suits you. The same liberation history you keep quoting of South Africans is a history where South Africans refuse to sit quietly when they believe that their government is failing them. So you cannot come here and romanticize the history of the youth of South Africa in 1976 when they stood against their government and demonize South Africans for exercising their voices today. The South African youth you see today is a product of that very same South Africa, the one that you romanticize of 1976 that you want to quote and say, oh, they were so brave. You want to come and quote, oh, Mandela said Ubuntu. But you know what else Mandela said? Mandela said people should support the ANC only while it delivers. Yes, that's what Mandela said. That's the part you don't want to talk about. You don't want to talk about how Mandela said the people of South Africa should do to the ANC what they did to the apartheid regime if the ANC fails to deliver. Those quotes are not famous because they encourage the people of South Africa to actually stand up to their government and protect South Africa. We have triumphed in the effort to implant hope in the breasts of the millions of our people. We enter into a covenant where we shall build a society in which all South Africans, black and white, all South Africans, not all Africans, all South Africans will be able to walk tall without fear in their hearts. Inalienable right to human dignity. Inalienable. You know what that means? It means a right that cannot be taken away. So now you want to come as an African from wherever and force us to take away the right of the citizens of South Africa because they are white. That's entitlement. Why didn't you unite as the rest of Africa back in 1990 when Nelson Mandela said South Africa is one democratic nation, black and white, and say, no, Nelson Mandela, let's kick the white people out. Why must they be kicked out now as South African citizens? Because you feel entitled to South Africa, but you are not a South African. You are not. You are not born in South Africa. Nobody's saying you can't be in South Africa, but everyone is saying be legally in South Africa. When you don't have an argument for that, you want to accuse us of Afrophobia, xenophobia, make this about race when you know very well that it is about immigration. The spirit of the youth of South Africa 1976 that fought is the very same spirit that is embedded in us. We went to school and we were taught from a very young age that it's important to fight for the country, using our liberation leaders selectively to lecture South Africans. That's a double standard. We are here, we will contribute to the fight with our platforms, with our voices, those who can go out there, whatever we can do. But when it's all said and done, let it not be written in history that we, the citizens of South Africa, stood, kept quiet, got intimidated, and watched people bully us. That is not being a South African. The very same black South Africans you are calling lazy, they fought for their country. There's reasons why the apartheid ended, and the end of that apartheid did not change the mindset of our enemies. And then gaslighting us about what South Africa is going to look like 10 years from now. South Africa is going down the drain. What do your countries look like? What did you do concerned about South Africa? What are you doing for your own country? Let me tell you something. Whatever South Africa looks like 10 years from now, let it not be written in history that we, as the citizens of South Africa, we, as the black South Africans, we sat and watched our country go down the drain and we were afraid to speak. We inherited this country from people who fought for it. Therefore, we also inherited the responsibility to protect it. This is our country. You want to be selective with these Nelson Mandela quotes. You don't talk about the quotes that encourages South Africans to stand up to their government, because then those are the quotes that hold you accountable and that put you in a position where you cannot exploit us. Yes, you want to use this one of Ubuntu, because Ubuntu is the one that gives you an opportunity to exploit us. Let Nelson Mandela rest in peace, actually. Let him rest in peace at this point. There's no Nelson Mandela rolling anywhere here. Telling us that Nelson Mandela is rolling on the grave. For what?
Fellow South Africans, Africans in particular, on the 29th of September, we are organizing a march to Pretoria, in particular to the DG office. This is in relation to blocked IDs. There are so many people who are affected by this problem of blocked IDs. Families that are badly affected by these blocked IDs. Okay, so we are going to hand a memorandum within which we need answers on how this matter get to be resolved. People have applied for their IDs to be unblocked. It has been quite a long time. There's no feedback, no answers given as to why the delay and all of that. Okay. And many people who are affected by this issue, some of them cannot access their monies in the bank. The banks have frozen those monies. And God forbid, some of these people who are affected by these blocked IDs, when they passed away, even children cannot access that money. So who benefit? Where's the money going? Okay, the banks benefit, or the government takes the money, and all those kind of things. And mind you, these people did not document themselves. And one important question will be, if these IDs, if the department believes that they were wrongfully given to them, but this person was using this ID given to him by the Department of Home Affairs. I'm not talking about IDs which were forged, fraudulently, sort of forged and all of that. I mean documents which were handed over to these affected people by Home Affairs themselves. Okay, by Home Affairs itself. These people have built families, they've got properties, they've got assets in the country, they've got quite a lot in the country. And they've been using or being in the country for quite so many years. And if you block this ID, what needs to be done to actually resolve this issue? I know that there was a time where people were asked to surrender their IDs, those who did not get them, who did not get those IDs the correct way and all of that. But the reality is there are so many people who are affected by this issue, and some of whom are South African, genuinely South Africans who got these IDs in the right way. Some of these people are from outside the country, by the way, who got naturalized, but their IDs were blocked even when they were naturalized in the country, and we're told that no, maybe some of the things were not followed correctly. And these people are willing, some of them, to provide supporting documents on how they got those IDs. Okay, but all I'm saying is that if you are affected by the fact that your ID is blocked, you need to be present on that day, the 29th of September, so that your issue can be put directly on the DG table. So those who will be present will benefit, because we are going to be engaging with the office of the DG directly and seeking answers on all of those who will be present on the day of that march. Okay, we are going to discuss from which point to which point to the DG office. Okay, and we are going to be applying for 205, all right, from the police, so that that march can be monitored, so to speak. But the intention is to show as to how many people are affected by this issue of blocked IDs. Remember, so many people are affected by this, including children who are unable to get IDs precisely because their parents' IDs are blocked. Yet they've got birth certificates, they've studied in the country, they've got no other home than South Africa. Yes, the parent ID is blocked, and they are unable to get those IDs. Okay, some of these people, their parents have either passed on, and yet they've got birth certificates, but they are unable to get documents. There are so many people who are undocumented, who are stateless in that regard because of this blocked ID issue. So those with blocked IDs, you need to be present on the 29th, and we are going to be discussing, we're going to actually be able to update on where the march will start to the DG office. We're going to be engaging the DG office soon so that this can be well organized, so that the DG himself can come and receive the memorandum on the day. Okay, very much important. Those will be present. Their documents, their issues will be taken directly to the DG office to say, please address these issues of individuals who are present on that day. Okay.
So what do you all have to say? I also brought the video of blocked ID, thinking so many people might want this information to reach them. On the 29th of September, sorry, there's gonna be a protest in South Africa for blocked IDs, because so many South Africans are suffering from blocked ID, which I'm not gonna say much about it. Just check out, do your research. Some of you that are suffering from it, just do your research. I just brought this video thinking it might be of help to you people. So let's focus more on Nigerians and other immigrants trying to gaslight South Africans with Nelson Mandela. Guys, I like the way this sister handled this case, so I will not lie. You want to come and teach South African what they should do in their own country. You don't like your fellow black. Why are you people staying with white people? Nelson Mandela that you're talking about, was he not also staying with white people? After South Africa got its independence, were there not white people there in South Africa? So you people wanted him to die, and then South Africans should now chase away the white people. That's what you people mean to tell me. South Africa should chase away their white people and bring Nigerians and Zimbabwe into their country. It's not gonna happen. Forget about it. Stop thinking about it. See, let me tell you people something. You see this fire that people want to cook between white South Africans and black South Africa, it will not work. These people are one. They have chosen themselves. Black South Africans choose to stay with whosoever they want to choose, and white South Africans are d'accord with it. They are okay with it. You understand? So don't think as a foreigner you have any saying in whatsoever South Africans are doing. Go back and fix your country. That's just all they ask from you guys. Anyways, I'm not gonna say much. If you haven't subscribed, please do it to like, share, and subscribe. See you guys on our next video. Bye, sweeties.